Hi everyone, welcome back to Move with Izzy. Today we've got a nice little flowy one, lots of little bits and pieces that will be nice and spicy for our whole bodies. For today as well, we'll also be nuding our box a little bit later, but otherwise it's your gorgeous bodies, your reformers, and we're gonna get started. To start off, we're gonna jump into our warm up and we'll just pop on a red and a yellow as your base option, so one heavy and one light, a red and a blue as your intermediate, so one heavy and one medium, or a red, blue, and a yellow, so a heavy, medium, and light as your advanced option. And then just meet me lying down on your backs. Once you are down on your back, let's just start with a little bit of a stretch out for our bodies. So reach back and grab a hold of your shoulder blocks. Heels are going to come to the outside of that foot bar. Can we just start to rock those knees over to one side of the room? And then slowly pass through center, they rock to the other side here. So just starting to get a little bit of movement through the spine, through the hips as well with this one. If it feels good for you, you can turn your gaze the opposite direction as those legs. Just saying that little hello to our bodies here. Let's just go for another 5 like this. Another 3, another 2. On this next one, just rock the knees all the way over, hold them there for that little bit extra. If it feels good for you, maybe that top leg extends up and over for that little bit more. Last 3, last 2. On your next one, go straight to the other side. We rock over, perhaps that top leg comes up and over that little bit further as well here. Last 3, last 2, and all the way back in for 1. Okay, for our warm-up today, we're just going to go nice and simple with our footwork. So let's go straight into our single leg footwork. Heels on the foot bar, float just one leg up into our tabletop, hands down by our sides. We're pressing through that heel. Can we reach the carriage all the way out? We control it all the way back in. So we press it all the way away. We control it back in. Let's start to use our breath work here as well. Exhale on the way out. Inhale on the way back in. Exhale on the way out. Inhale on the way back in. We can add in that top leg when we're ready here as well. So maybe starting to add that single leg extension here too. We bend the carriage in. Our free leg goes up and over the foot bar. We pull it back to tabletop as we press that foot bar away. Good, so one leg should be bent and the other leg should be straight, and then we're alternating here. If it feels good for you, take it into that thread the needle. So threading that top leg up and over the foot bar, then underneath the foot bar on your next one. Let's just press here for 10, really trying to keep the foot pointing up towards the sky, the knee pointing up towards the sky here as well. Working through that neutral positioning. Good. Last 8, we're going to meet halfway. Last 5, hold it halfway. In 3, in 2. On your next one, press it out halfway, hold it there. We're just working through a little slow pulse here. Beautiful. Taking it up the carriage 1 inch, down the carriage 1 inch here. Breathing through it. We've got 6. We're going to hold that carriage still and steady. We should be feeling this in our quads, so in the front of that leg. Last 3, last 2. Hold it there for 1. Can we just go for that single leg extension of that tabletop leg? So press it out, bring it all the way back in. Carriage is staying still. Feel that burn in that stabilizing leg. Last 5, last 4, 3, 2, and 1. All the way out. and all the way back in there. Let's have a little break between our legs. We'll go into some upper body work. Just reach back and grab your long straps for today. Long straps coming over the palms of the hand. Can we reach those arms straight up towards the sky? We're going to float those legs into our tabletop here as well. When you're ready, really press those palms up and find them right on top of your shoulders here for me. Keep that little bit of tension in the palms. We're going to float one arm out to the side. We bring it all the way back in. So working into our dead bugs here. Other arm all the way out to the side. We bring it back in. Nothing else is moving. Keep that rib cage gently closed. Belly button core is switched on. Tabletop legs at 90-90. Now, as you're floating those arms out and in, can we really maintain the same amount of weight, the same amount of resistance in each hand? So even though only one arm is moving out and in to the side at a time, can we still make sure each arm is holding 50% of the spring tension the whole way through the movement? Good. If you want more, can we start to add in an opposite single leg extension here for me? So as your left arm reaches out, your right leg extends. We bring everything back in together. Beautiful. Alternating arms, alternating legs. Core is staying switched on. We're just here for 10. Breathing through it. Last 6, meet me in center. In 5. In 4, arms reach up, legs in tabletop. In 3, in 2. On your next one, find that tabletop, hold it there. Can we just go for that plough? Press both arms down by your sides. We float them back up. We press them down. We float them back up. If it feels good for you, can we also add in a crunch? You can also add that single leg extension back in here as well. So just giving our cores a little bit of a warm up here too. Nice. Exhale on the way out. Inhale on the way back in. Exhale, we find that crunch. Inhale on the way back in. We're here for 10. 9. Keep it going. We're going to hold all the way up. Just finish off with those single leg extensions. In 5. In 4, lift it up. In 3, 2, last one, lift it up. Just those single leg extensions. Or if you want more, work through those double leg extensions for me. Keep it going, really reach those fingertips. Lovely, long through the wrists. Last 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring it all the way back in. Those straps can go away. We're going to go straight into our second side of our leg presses here, or our footwork. So heels back on the foot bar, other leg's going to float up to our tabletop. Let's start to press it out and bring it back in. Nice. Can we get our breath work going again? So exhale as we press away. Inhale, we bring it back in. Exhale, we press it away. Inhale, we bring it back in. With our leg that's doing the pressing, really focusing in on keeping control over that knee here. So as we press out, we're not locking and popping that leg back into hyperextension. We're controlling it softly, reaching that leg long to extend that knee, then controlling it back in. If you want, add in that opposite leg extension here as well. Good. So alternating legs. One leg should be bent, other leg should be straight, and then they switch over. If it feels good for you, maybe going for that thread of the needle. So that free leg is going up over the foot bar, then threading underneath that foot bar on the next one. Nice work. Keep it pressing. We've got another 10 like this. Last 8, we're going to meet halfway. In 6, in 5, hold it halfway for me. In 3, in 2. On your next one, meet me halfway. Can we just go that little pulse here? So we press the carriage out 1 inch, back in 1 inch. This is really slow and juicy here. Up, down, keep it going. Beautiful. The rest of the body is steady. Check that those knees are still hip distance apart. We're not rocking them inwards. Lovely. Last 8. We're going to hold it steady, finish off with that free leg, single leg extensions. Last 4. Hold it steady in 3, in 2. Last one, hold the carriage steady, just those single leg extensions. We press it out, we pull it back in. We press it out, we control it back in. We have got 10, 9, 8, 7, keep that core switched on for 5. Carriage is not moving even an inch. In 3, 2, 1. Press it all the way out. We bring it all the way back in. Good work. Have a little rock, have a little roll out if you need. Otherwise, we're going to bring ourselves up and we're going to get into more of the body of our class now. So we're using our box quite a decent amount today. Go grab your box. Box is going to come up short ways onto our carriage, so pressing that long edge into our shoulder blocks, short edges either side. From there, we're going to switch up our springs and start off with a little bit more upper body work. So 1 blue spring is going to be your base, or 1 medium spring. 1 blue on the top row of notches, or 1 medium on the top row of notches, or you can try blue and yellow, or 1 medium, 1 light, if you want that little bit more. Once you have got those springs set, we're reaching back for both of our short loops now and finding a nice stable sitting position on our carriage. Elbows are tucking in, palms are going to face up, chest is lifted and proud. Let's go nice and simple first, just with our offering. So we're reaching those fingertips forwards, then controlling those elbows back in here. With this one, we can really imagine it as an offering. So imagine you've got maybe a tray of drinks resting on your palms here. You're offering those drinks forwards as you reach your arms out. You're controlling that tray of drinks back in as you bend those elbows back in. This one's meant to be nice and slow. Nice and steady here. Find that control, find that stability there. Really making sure all of those glasses, that tray of drinks, they're not spilling over as you reach it forwards. We're controlling it back in. Those elbows are just brushing the rib cage as we control it back. If you want to add on, we're going to sweep it forwards. Can you turn your palms to face the floor? Our elbows are going to come wide into our chest press. We press those arms forwards again, palms up, elbows come back in. So we reach everything forwards, palms down, elbows go wide for that chest press. We press it forwards, arms up, elbows come back in. Nice. Now, if you want your breath work, we're really trying to pair our exhale breath up with each time we press our arms forwards here. So let's go for our exhale as we go for that first offering. Inhale, those elbows come back for that chest press. Exhale, we press them forwards again. Inhale, we bring them back in. Nice. We've got another 5 like this. We're going to switch just for that chest press. Last 3. Hold your arms forwards. Let's go just that chest press. In 2. On your next one, switch just into that chest press here. So elbows pull back. we sweep them forwards. Try and keep those elbows and your hands at the same height, nice and even here as we're bringing it forwards and backwards. Close through the rib cage, but proud through the chest. Last 5, should be feeling this through the top and the front of those shoulders. Last 4, hold those arms forwards for me. In 3, in 2, on your next one, press it forwards, hold it there. Palms up, palms down, palms up, palms down. All right, this is your last 6. Stay strong, reach those arms, sit up nice and tall. Last 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring it in. Little roll out of those shoulders. Awesome work, everyone. Now our straps can go away back onto their posts. We're going to get into a little bit of standing work, light work for our lower bodies now. So for our light work, one blue spring is going to be your base option, so one medium. Lighter is going to be harder for this series, so one yellow spring or one light spring is going to be your intermediate option. Or your advanced option can be no springs at all. Now, no springs is going to be super spicy and your carriage is going to be super wobbly. So if you do go with that one, make sure you're quite experienced and you know what you're in for. All right, I've just placed my foot bar down out of the way so it's not going to bother me too much. And then I'm going to stand off to my side of the reformer so I can get up forward way so I'm nice and safe. So let's step. I'm going to do left and rights today just so we're all oriented correctly. I'm going to step my left foot onto my platform, right foot onto my carriage here. From here, we're working into our warrior lunge to start us off. So that right foot is just going to turn out so our toes are pointing towards our box. With this one, the foot doesn't need to go the full way because if we turn the foot the full way and we don't quite have the range of motion, we're going to end up all twisted in our hip and in our knee. So just turn out to what feels comfortable for you. All right, from there, hips stay square towards the side of the room. Nice and tall with the body, nice and tall with the legs. We're going to start with our warrior lunge here. So we're bending through that right knee. We slide the carriage out into our lunge. Make sure that left leg is staying straight. Then we press through that right leg as we slide it back in. Good. We control it out. Find that lunge. We control it all the way back in. With this one as well, we are thinking about those hips and that front knee for our form in particular. So we think about the hips to start off. Finger guns are really nice for this one. Get those finger guns out and just make sure they're pointing out of those hip bones straight towards the side of the room the whole time here. They're not twisting and going towards your box at all. The other thing we want to focus in on is what this front knee is doing. As you lunge out, hold for just a moment and check that that knee is right on top of your ankle and pointing right out over your toes here. We don't want that knee dropping in. We don't want that leg escaping away from you or tucking too far under you. We're really trying to find that nice stability, nice and stacked one on top of each other there. If you want some more here, let's add on some arms. So on your next one, can we reach those arms up and over as we slide out? Gaze can float just over those right fingertips. We complete that circle as we come back in. So this one can feel nice and flowy here, connecting that reach of those arms, that reach through the body as we slide nice and long, controlling it back in. Good. Feel those fingertips reaching away from each other. Find that length in those arms, in those legs here. If this feels good for you, we can also add on a little bit of a hamstring curl at the bottom. So come down and hold your lunge for me. This front knee is just going to extend a little. It curls back underneath. Then we can close it all the way in. Now, some of us won't have super long reformers, so you might be hitting the end of your reformer with this one. If that's you, just go for maybe a 1 centimeter or 2 centimeter little push out and in, more like a pulse. If you do have a beautiful long reformer, then feel free to go for that nice full extension all the way out and all the way back in if you prefer. Good. Let's go for our last 5. We're going to hold it all the way down. In 3. In 2. Whoops. On our next one, hold that next lunge, lengthen through those arms. Can we go just for that little curl out and in, out and in. If you can, if you have it available to you, using that full leg extension. If not, just going for that little push away and back under. Last 8 like this, we're going to hold that warrior lunge, finishing off with some side bends. In 3, in 2. On our next one, can you hold it there? Make sure that knee is on top of that ankle. We're finishing off with our side bends here. Now keep those legs still and steady. Don't let that reformer move. Those legs are frozen in space here. Keep your balance. Last 2 side bends here. Go that little bit lower. Feel that stretch through the side waistline. This is your last one. Good. And we can close it all the way back in. Beautiful work, everyone. Now that's not all for lower body today. From here, we're going to shuffle or swing ourselves to face towards the back of the room. So turn towards your box. Feet are staying in effectively the same position. So it's still that right foot on your carriage, still your left foot on your platform. We're going to bring ourselves down so our fingertips are resting on that box in front of us. And just make sure those knees, those hips, those feet are all parallel, all pointing straight towards the back of the reformer here. Legs are going to go low. Find some length in that tailbone, a little lift in that chest. We're going to start to work through our scooters here. So just pressing with the ball of that back foot, we press that reformer out. We bend it all the way back in. We press it out, we bend it back in here. Now just working into our scooters here. These are our light scooters and we're in our reverse position. So we're facing towards the back of the room. It's going to be a little bit more unsteady and a little bit more of a balance challenge because there's not so much for our gaze to fixate on and the majority of our body weight is on the moving part of our reformer here. So hands can come down to the box at any point if you need that little bit more stability. If you do want more of a challenge for your glutes, for your stabilizing muscles though, perhaps we start to float one, perhaps we start to float both hands up and off that reformer to challenge that balance, challenge that lower body that little bit more. Make sure that front knee is staying on top of that front ankle here. We're long through the spine. That core is switched on to support that lower back here too. If anyone wants extra, feel free to add on some arms. So reach everything out together, everything back in together. Everything presses away, everything pulls back in. We're just here for another 10. Stay low for me, keep that length through the body. Just working with that back leg here, that front leg is staying still and steady. Last 6. We're gonna hold that lunge in 5, in 4, in 3, hold it out, in 2. Let's go for our last one. Can we hold it there? Just a little pulse to finish us off. Pressing those hips up an inch, down an inch here. Can you reach those arms out a little bit longer? Hands off the box if they're not already. Last 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Gently close it back in. Good work, everyone. Whoop. We'll have a little sit down, have a little pat out of those legs. From here, let's jump ourselves onto some lighter springs for some upper body work. So one yellow spring or one light spring is going to be your base option. Yellow on the top row of notches or one light on the top row is your intermediate, or one blue or one medium spring is your advanced option. From there, we're going to be straddling our box, just facing the same way that we were with those warrior lunges. Feet are going to come nice and wide. One foot is going to come onto that headrest. The other foot is going to come on to our carriage next to us. Good. Getting out our strap. Let's go for our short strap today. We're going to bring that into both hands and just start with that strap right in front of our heart. From there, we're going to open those arms out just a little bit until we can form a beach ball sized shape. So just the size of a beach ball, nice and round with those arms, nice and lifted with those elbows. Good. From there, we're just going to start to float those arms up through center and then float them back down through center as well here. So floating those arms up and then all the way back in. Good. With this one, the rope is going to want to pull you off to the side here as we lift and lower. But it's your challenge here to use those cores, use that stability through the spine, through the shoulders, to keep everything working through midline as you lift and as we lower as well. Let's just go for 3 more of these. Keep those elbows lifted for 2. And lower it down for that last one. All right, a little reset here. This is optional, but I think really fun. Hands just come to the front of the box. Can you position yourself so the weight is now in those feet? We've got a little bit of turn out in those knees. Hand is coming to find that strap. Again, can we stand ourselves all the way up? Now, just be mindful, only slow movements here. We don't want to fall off our reformers. So we take it nice and slow. Let's start to find a squat. We bring ourselves all the way back up. Good. Let's just hold those arms in that nice beach ball shape, just in front of our hearts here. We bend through those legs lowered down into that squat. We lift everything back up. If you did want that little bit more, let's start to add that overhead reach. So we squat it down. Can we lift it up overhead? We bring it back down. We find that squat again. Everything reaches up, everything comes back down. This is going to feel a bit heavier, a little bit more challenging than when we were sitting. We're stretching that spring that little bit more, adding that little bit more tension to those arms. Nice work here, everyone. This is our last 10. We're going to meet in that squat. In 6. In 5, hold that squat for me. In 3, in 2. On your next one, can we bring it down? Can we hold that squat? A little pallof press to finish off. Hands come to your heart. Can we press them directly forwards? We bring them in, press it directly forwards. Keep it right in front of that heart the whole time. Don't let that strap pull you off to the side. You are the boss of that reformer of these straps today. Whew. Last 5, we're going to hold it forwards. In 3, in 2, last one, hold it forwards for 1. We're here for 6, here for 5. Go lower with those legs for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring it down. Strap can go away. Have a little roll out of those shoulders. We're going to swing ourselves back to the front now. And just add on 1 heavy spring or 1 red spring, just to give your carriage a little bit more stability. We're working through a bit of rollbacks for our core now. So can we just grab our little strap from our platform? We're going to tuck those toes underneath it and just find ourselves sitting up nice and tall on our reformers there. Beautiful. Straight from here, we're just going to start to tuck those tailbones under. Start to curl that body back, roll those cores back. Bring the rib cage over the hips. We roll ourselves back up. So exhale, we tuck it under. Roll it back. Inhale, ribs over hips. We roll ourselves back up. Nice. Now, as we're working through our rollbacks here, we're just rolling back until we start to feel that tension in the tummy, feel that little lift through the core, and then we bring ourselves back up. Try not to roll the full way down, the full way up, because we'll lose control of our form here. Our breath work is also really nice to think about with this one. So using that exhale, we roll it back, lift that pelvic floor. Inhale, we bring it back up. Good, keep it going. To add on, let's start to add on a little bit of rotation. We'll roll back, hold. Can you twist to one side of the room? We come back through center. We restack everything back up. Roll it down. Twist to the other side of the room. Back to center. We restack everything back up. Now, if you want extra on top of that, we're gonna roll back, hold. As you twist, can you float that knee up to tabletop, working through that rotation? A little bit more through the lower core there. We bring it back down, roll it back up. Roll it down. Float the leg and twist. Back to center. We roll it back up. Keep this going. We've got just another 12 seconds like this. Can you meet me in that roll back? We're going to work those rotations. Last 5, keep it going. Final 3. Last 2. On your last one, can we roll it back, hold it there? Can we go just for that twist from side to side, really firing up through those obliques? Keep that little lift in the pelvic floor here. Keep everything switched on. If you want more, as we twist, can we also go for that float to tabletop here? So one leg starts to pull up, we'll get that little bit stronger through that lower core. Keep it going. We've got just another 10. We're going to hold that twist to one side, hold that leg to tabletop if it's for you. Last 5. Last 4, hold that twist. In 3, in 2. On your next one, can you hold it there? Hold that leg up if it's for you. We're just pulsing here. If your leg is up, can we reach it out and in, out and in? We're here for 5. We're switching it over. In 3, in 2. On your next one, switch it straight over. Final little push here, either just that pulse or that pulse with the leg. Last 6. Keep it going for 5. Get that little bit lower, twist that little bit more. Last 3. Last 2. And last 1. Bring it down, roll it up. We're just going to take that little forward fold over those legs there. Stretching out through the back of the body. As you're going for your forward fold, just get rid of that one red spring or that one heavy spring. So we're back on our springs for our upper body work. We're going to bring ourselves up, swing ourselves back into our straddle sit position now, ready for our second side of those arms. So we're grabbing a hold again of that short strap that is closest towards that opposite side of the reformer. Hands are going to come on to that strap. They're finding a spot just in front of the heart and then finding that hugger beach ball position. So elbows are lifted, chest is nice and proud here. Let's just start to float those arms up and overhead and then control those arms back down through center. Float them up and overhead. Control back down through center. Nice. Again, with this one, stay tall through the spine, tall through the body. Sometimes with this one, I see that we float the arms up, but then the head wants to stick forwards and through. So really keep the neck nice and steady. The arms are the only part moving here. The neck, the rest of the body should be just remaining tall. Good. Let's go for 3 more like this. 4, 2. Good. On your next one, hands can come just down in front of you. We're going to find that reposition of those feet so they're nice and steady. From there, maybe we just start to hover up through those legs, grab back hold of that strap and start to work through that squat here. So we bring ourselves down, lift all the way back up. Make sure knees over the toes, arms are staying in that beach ball position here. Good. Again, take any readjustments, find your balance, or if this one's not for you, sitting down on the box is of course an option as well. But if you do want that bit more, let's start to add that overhead. So next time we stand up, can we reach those arms up? Everything comes back down together. We sweep everything up, everything back down. Whew. All the way up. Control it all the way down there. Keep those shoulders away from your ears for me. Stay tall and long through that spine. Also, since we're working through this nice deep and wide squat here, just again think about that little lift through the pelvic floor, maintaining that support through that lower part of the pelvis. All right, last 6. We're going to meet in that squat in 5. In 4, hold that squat for me, just that little press. In 3, in 2. On our next one, bring it down. We're just in that squat there. Hold it strong. Can we press those arms forwards? We bring it right back in. Press it forwards, right back in. We're here for 10. You can do it. Stay strong, stay low in those legs, knees are wide. Core is switched on, we're here for 5. Reach those arms forwards, hold them forwards. In 3, in 2, last one, press forwards and hold, we're here for 5. 4, 3, 2, 1. Take a seat. Little roll out of those shoulders. Strap can go away, swing yourselves around. Let's go back to our lighter springs now for our standing leg work. So back onto one blue or one medium as your base option, one yellow or one light as your intermediate, or you can try no springs again as that extra advanced option. It is up to you though. All right, let's bring ourselves off to the side of the reformer again. I'm going to step myself up, so this time right foot is finding the platform, left foot is finding the carriage. So right foot on the platform, left foot on the carriage. That way we're not doing the same legs twice. For that warrior lunge as well, here we're turning those left toes just slightly out to the sides. Those right toes can stay facing forwards here. You guys know what's coming, so let's go straight into it. We start to find that warrior lunge. We bring everything back in. Find that lunge, bring everything back in. Nice. Good. Now again with this one, we're really thinking about that knee staying over that ankle here and knee pointing over those toes, and our hips staying nice and square towards the side that we're facing here. So try not to let those hips twist towards the box or even away from the box if you're doing something super funny. Try and keep everything nice and aligned, nice and steady. When you're ready, let's add in those arms. They reach up and over, find that lunge, and then we close it back in. So they reach up and over. Gaze can come just over those left fingertips. We close it back in. Good. Keep it going. Nice work, everyone. We're here just for another 5 before we add in that little press with those legs. In 3, can you meet me in that lunge? Good. In 2. On your next one, let's reach up and over. We find that lunge hold. We're going for that little press out and under. We close it all the way back in. So we reach up and over, hold that lunge, little press out and under, control all the way back in. Again, if you've got a super long reformer, maybe you can go for that full leg extension out and under. Or if you've got longer legs or a little bit of a shorter reformer, maybe just go for that little push away and back under, if that works better for you. This is our last 8 like this. We're going to hold it all the way down. Just work through that little hamstring curl. Last 4. Last 3. Last 2. On your next one, we're just holding it out there nice and long. Just that little hamstring curl. Nice and strong, nice and steady, really reaching apart with those arms there, long through that right leg, just that left leg is bending out and under. We're here for 5, hold that lunge. In 3, in 2, in 1, hold. Don't let that reformer move, don't let that box move. We're going just for our 5 side bends to finish us off. That leg is squeezing. We're nice and still through the lower body. Just that upper body is nice and floaty, nice and soft here. Good. Keep those legs steady. Last 3. Good. Last 2. And just finish off that last one there. Reach those arms up and over. Legs can slide back in. Good. Quick little shake out if you need it. We're turning to face towards the back of the room. And we're going to go for our scooters just to finish off those legs for today. So again, same legs are forwards and backwards. So left foot is forwards, right foot is back behind you on that platform there. Fingertips come down towards the box. Make sure your knees, hips, toes, everything is pointing straight towards the back of the room here. Long through the back of the body, switch on the core. Let's start with our scooter here. So just pressing away with that back leg, we bring it back under. Press it away, we bring it back under. Nice. Good. Now with this one, once again, we really want that front leg to be nice and stable, nice and steady. Make sure that front knee is staying right on top of your front ankle here as you move out and in. Sometimes what I see is we press out, but then we kind of sink and drop that extra way out. Don't let that be you. Stay nice and strong. Keep that side of your body nice and steady. It is only that right leg doing the movement, pressing out and in. All right, if you want more, maybe one hand floats off. Maybe both hands float off that box. We start to work fully into that scoot here. Now this again will be that balance challenge. So take it slow. Try and fix your gaze on something so you're nice and balanced. Good. If you wanted that extra, maybe those arms, press out and pull in here. We press them out and pull them in. This is your last 10. We're going to hold that lunge to finish off. Last 6. Good. Final 5. Last 4. 3. 2. And 1. Press out. Hold it there. Find your best lunge. If you want that extra, just pulsing through that front leg here for your last 6. Last 5, 4, 3, 2, and close it in for 1. Little stretch out there. Step those feet back onto that platform. Have a little forward fold. Whew. Beautiful work, everyone. Take a nice safe step down from your reformer. We've got one last little bit of spice to go before we finish off class today. For this one, we're going to do some core. So we're going to pop everyone on one yellow spring. Then we're going to grab a hold of both of our long loops. We're just going to dump them over the end of our reformer post there, Or if that doesn't work for your reformer, you can just pop them into the well. Grab out your box. We're going to place that on top here of your rails, up nice and close towards your posts. From here, we're going to bring our knees down just behind our shoulder blocks there. And I've got two options to finish us off for class today. Yippee. Option one, we're going to walk our way up and just find those forearms down on our box so we can work through our knee tucks here. Option two is a little bit more challenging, of course. We're going to actually close that carriage back in, but we're going to come back forwards, find our plank position, forearms on that box, and we're going to work through our pikes against our resistance today. So you can pick whichever option is best for your body. The second option is definitely a bit harder. We're just going to do 30 seconds all together. Let's get into it. I think I'm going to go easy today. Sorry, guys. In 3, in 2, on our next one, let's just go for it. We go for those knee tucks under or that pike. Other option with those pikes, they do get quite challenging because you're working, or that core is working against the resistance instead of with the resistance. You can hold the plank and maybe do a pike, hold the plank, do another pike. So you give yourselves a little bit of a rest. You don't have to be continuous with those pikes. They are quite challenging. For those of you in the knee tucks, can we pull up, add a little double tap, tap, and then fold those knees back out. So little tap, tap, fold those knees back out. Whether you're in your plank or if you're in your knee tucks, really make sure that chest is lifted up and away from your box here. We're nice and supported through those shoulders, through the upper part of our body. This is our last 10. Can I get everyone to hold a plank? In 6, in 5, 4, we're going to finish off holding a plank. In 3, in 2, on your next one, just close it in. We're going to push ourselves out into that plank. Can we just hold it here? This is our last little push for today. Keep that chest nice and lifted. Keep everything switched on. Maybe we salsa those hips from side to side. This is our last 10. Last 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Just gently bring yourselves back down. A little bit of a stretch out there on the reformer. And gently roll yourselves back up. To finish off today, we're going to go just for a little bit of a stretch out using our legs in straps. So box can go away. That is done for today. We also need to place those long loops back away as well here. Just make sure they're not twisted. Placing them back down on their posts there. Good. For your springs, it's 1 red and 1 blue, or 1 heavy and 1 medium. For your base option, if you wanted a little bit more weight, it's 1 red, blue, and yellow. So 1 heavy, medium, and light. Good. From there, just take a lie down on your backs. We're going to grab a hold of both of those not short straps, both of those long straps for me, placing them over the arches of our feet. Beautiful. Just get started with a little lift and lower of those legs. Feeling that little stretch through the back of those legs as you float them up. Controlling those legs as we lower them back down here. Pelvis should be staying still here, so that tailbone is staying glued down to the carriage even as we float the legs up. Our lower back is not arching off our carriage here either. Good. You can stay like this or take any other movements if you prefer. But for me, to finish off today, I'm going to lower my legs down just about halfway and start to work through my stag here. So I'm turning my feet out into my Pilates V and gluing my heels together. From there, both of my legs are going to do different things. So let's go for my right leg. It's going to reach straight out towards the side as my left heel bends in towards my hips. Good. I'm going to press through both legs. They meet again back in center. Other side. My left leg's going straight out to the side. This time my right heel is pulling in towards my hip. Good. And then we press both back through center there. Just get started with this movement here. The goal of this one is actually finding a little bit of symmetry in your timing in particular. So even though both legs are doing different things here, can you time it so they meet exactly back at that starting point at the exact same moment there? So we control it out. Can we press it back together? They meet at that exact same moment there. This is our last 5. We're going to hold that little stretch at the end. In 3, in 2. On your next one, take it out. Just hold that stag position. Maybe grab a hold of those ropes. Take a little rock, take a little stretch there through those hips, through the body. You can pass it through center, stretch out the other side. Take these last few moments here to take any last stretches with the straps, with the reformer that you need. Take these last few moments as well just to say a big thank you to your body for the hard work you have done in class, the hard work you have done over your week gone so far here as well. In your own time, we can just release those straps, placing them back where we found them. And that is all from me for today. Thank you guys so much for joining me for another Move with Izzy workout. Back to a little bit of a longer one today, but I felt like that one was quite soothing and flowy. Let me know your feedback down in the comments. I also tried to use some different cueing for the names of the springs, like the heavy ones and the medium and light. So hopefully you guys like that too. Anyway, have a lovely week and I will see you guys next time. Bye.